3, 2, 1.
Go crazy, go crazy, go crazy, no crazy, no crazy, no crazy,
Hi, I'm Weekly. That's right. Not Hasanabi. Anyway, I'd like to talk to you about Vinland Saga Episode 4, Awakening. Fortunately, I have to be a little bit fast with this one because I have a lot on my plate this week, so let's just jump right into it. This was another great episode continuing the escalation of events that we started last episode, especially, with the teaser that we got at the end. It seems like it's only up from here, but just before we get ahead of ourselves, I'd like to quickly talk about the episode structure and the series of events. So let's start with a quick table of contents for this episode. Thorvin is saved. Snake finally gets his breakfast. Thorvin versus Snake for whatever reason. The strong kill of the week. Shout out to Arnheid and Patter. We learn the real cause for Thorvin's nightmares about drowning. And then there's an apology, which gives us a nice little title drop. Oh, and Queen Canute's here. As for the pacing, this episode consists of 3 scenes and 1 teaser. The first half of the episode contains the first 2 scenes, the Thorvin versus Snake encounter, and then you kind of get this aftermath for like the next, quarter or so. Let's call it quarter. But I really want to say that starts when Einar sees Thorvin, right? When he sees him in action. And he's like, well, who the heck is this guy now? And then you get that whole 4 scene where he's asking Thorvin about his past and whatnot. I count that as one whole thing. From the end of the fight to, the next scene, which is, them in the haystack or whatever, the stable, them in their room, their Airbnb. I really do count this second half as, its own scene, as one very long scene, because there's a huge difference between Einar processing and then Einar responding, plus, Thorvin's awakening there. I feel like that's one whole bit, and then, that questioning air really does count as that second scene. With how well things moved this episode, I didn't even notice that this covered just over 1 chapter, capping off 59 and ending right at the end of 60. Although I gotta say I am missing Thorvin's awakened eyes from the manga. It's like the opposite of that one episode of Kaguya-sama. With that being said, here are some of my takeaways. Starting off with a bit of a half-baked apology. I was kind of wrong and right about the outcome of this encounter. Yes, this was Thorvin's first step in regaining that fire in his eyes, but the turnaround was a lot quicker than I thought it would be. Einar's response brings Thorvin back immediately, and honestly this was something that I thought would take another couple of episodes. Arnheid only being mentioned this episode and not really being seen at all kind of sounded a little bit sus to me. I was like, well, damn, I hope she doesn't get in trouble for helping these guys out, but I kind of rolled that out with simple logic. So I assume that their scene where Einar and Thorvin get to, thank her properly is being saved for later purposely so that it can be more meaningful that way. I wonder how much more involvement Snake will have in this arc, because clearly he's a capable fighter, and by the way that he was introduced, just waking up with his dad, trying to, ask for free food type of thing, I feel like there's way more to say with him. And clearly, he's going to be more important, but I just really do wonder how he's going to be utilized. And speaking of looking forward to seeing more of people, my boy Canute, did I mention Canute is back? I can't tell if he's at a graveyard near the farm, but I'm also hoping that he's at least looking for Thorvin, because I don't think he knows exactly where he's at. But I'm hoping that he's in search of him so he can try to recruit him to join his guild again. I doubt Canute is here to try to recruit Thorvin for war, because I would assume he kind of knows Thorvin wouldn't be about that life anymore, considering that he just left. But, if that's the case, then it's going to take a lot more convincing, because Thorvin may be awake, but I think he's still looking for a different purpose. And I, the hopeful person that I am, I'm just going to assume that Canute has some wild plan that he's like, yo, dude, you looking for a purpose, you're looking for some direction, I can give you that, come with me. And Thorvin's going to be like, immediately, all right, cool, I'm down.
son of a bitch, I'm in.
And once again, it's that time of the week where I compare the only 2 seinen I know. This week's not that bad though. I just noticed how similar these 2 scenes are, but I doubt these are the only 2 instances where an anime character has shown their survival instinct unwillingly. It's just the only 2 Mappa instances that I'm aware of. And it happens to reignite their flame. I'm just saying, Thorkasa confirmed. There's also this strong ones kill the weak ones quote that reminded me of I'll take their freedom first, but that's a reach. The real thing I want to start to dive into is this idea of being a warrior, because Attack on Titan and Vinland Saga seem to have 2 very different definitions of that word. And I also feel like it would just be fun to talk about while Thorvin realizes that definition for himself. Well, that's all I can afford to discuss this week, but if I think of anything else for a short, I promise I won't post it in 3 parts like I did my recent One Piece series. That's just what happens when you format things for TikTok and not for YouTube Shorts. Lessons learned. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like below. It may not, give me the same dopamine rush that Instagram likes do, but it'll help the channel be seen by more people, and I feel like that's a win for everyone. So, yeah. Hope you have a great week. Be safe out there. I'll see you soon. Bye.